made it useful for other people who are like later on. So where we are is, so in that restaurant menu, they only have three items. Noodles is 120 rupees, fried rice is 180, fried chicken is 150, and any soft drink you get is 60 rupees. It can be Coke, Pepsi, whatever, right? Does that make sense for you so far? You go to a restaurant, there is a menu, and there are three items to order, and there is also soft drinks you can
Yes,
order,
ma'am.
and each of them comes with a price. Okay. So
Okay.
then what they're saying is the restaurant, to promote their business, they're giving some discounts. What they're saying is, if let's say you go with three of your friends, okay,
Okay.
and you are ordering all the three foods. One is ordering noodle, one is ordering fried rice, and one is ordering fried chicken. If all three of your items, individual items, are ordered in one bill, they will give you 30% discount. So if let's say you add everything, that's like whatever 100 rupees, you get 30% discount on that. Make sense?
Okay. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Also, they are saying, so what if all of your friends want to order noodles? So let's say you order, all of you are ordering noodles, maybe two orders of noodles, and you order multiple soft drinks, and then the amount, the total bill is more than 2,000 rupees. You didn't order all three, you ordered different stuff, but the total bill is more than 2,000 rupees. If you do that, also there is a discount. That's it. That is the problem. Does this make sense? It's a common problem, right? When you go to a restaurant, the restaurant people are having these discounts. How would you write it as a program? That is the question. Okay. So again, since you don't know flowcharts, you can follow along what we are trying to do. How do we solve the problem? And then you can understand. Then when you do more homework, you'll get to, like, see how things work. Okay. Did
Okay.
that make sense so far? Okay. So go ahead, Krishna. So now you are
Okay.
going to go through the thought process of, if you are a restaurant owner or if you're solving a problem, what are the steps you need to take? What are the conditions, decisions you need to make, and so on. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, go for it.
First we going to hotel with friends, ma'am. Since starting question and asking the number of persons to enter in the hotel, ma'am. Hello. Hello.
Yeah, keep going. Keep going.
Okay, ma'am. Asking, ma'am. Yeah, the waiter is asking if AC or non-AC, ma'am. AC means the total the bill amount we store the bill amount per person 10 rupees, ma'am, in bill amount.
Okay.
Number of
So you're keeping that value already. If
yes,
three people come in,
yes, ma'am.
your bill will be 30 rupees already.
30. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Then ordering food, ma'am. Then ordering
Okay,
food. If
hold
you
on one second. Hold on one second. I want you to stop there. So let's look at that first decision box. Okay. In the first decision box, you're asking, hey, the waiter is asking, sir, do you want AC room or non-AC room? Correct?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes. They can say, yes,
Yes,
I want AC, or they don't want AC. But regardless of whether they are sitting in the AC room or the non-AC room, don't they have to order food? So why is your false going somewhere else?
here, ma'am. This. Oh, sorry, ma'am. Oh,
Right?
okay,
See,
okay.
see,
Yes,
think
ma'am.
about the decision. The first decision you made was, hey, do you want a AC room or non-AC room? If they want
Okay,
AC room, yes, you're adding bill because there is a 10 rupees. But if they're non-AC also, they will still order food, right? So
yes, ma'am.
your
Yes, ma'am.
false should come to ordering food.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I done, ma'am, but by slightly
It's
some
okay.
changes.
No worries. No worries. No worries. But I'm just making sure
Okay.
you cover that. Okay. Okay.
Okay,
So
ma'am.
did everybody understand? He has to go into the ordering food box after the question.
Ma'am, here I can show here, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah, you can
Display
change
I
it.
can
Yeah.
show.
Oh, you are using Dradata. I'm so proud.
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
so proud of you. Very good.
Thank you, ma'am.
So you should go to the order food box. Not there. Not there. You should go to order food.
Oh, sorry.
You should go up. Yes, exactly. That's where you need to go. That's perfect.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Good.
Now ordering food and asking you want to need combo offer or not not combo offer. If combo offer means The combo offer foods are displaying, ma'am. Noodles, fried rice, and
Okay.
chickens, ma'am. Fried chickens. If the if I write as code means I clearly explained in the code, ma'am. But in the flowchart it's much big, ma'am. So I do this simply, ma'am. Combo pack is ordered.
Okay, so you have a problem here. So where you
Yes,
are
ma'am.
saying where is the false for if you need soft drinks? Your flow ends, correct? If you need soft
Yes, ma'am.
drinks, you're saying only if it is true you go down. What if I don't order soft drink? I still should go down, correct?
Sorry, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
No, it's okay. So I want you to think the process, right?
Yes,
If
ma'am.
think
Yes, ma'am.
about you are going into a restaurant, think like that, not think in the coding concept,
Yes, ma'am.
right? If you go
Yes,
in,
okay,
you're
ma'am.
either ordering combo or you're going to the straight thing. In the combo or in the straight thing, you still might order soft drinks,
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
right? And then when you
Okay.
calculate bill, you're going to calculate bill based on the price.
Okay, ma'am.
Make sense?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. So now let's say you already gave them 30% discount. You're still checking, is the bill greater than 2000 rupees? Correct?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Mm.
If the bill is greater than 2000 rupees, means select coupons and minus the bill with coupons, ma'am, and pay the bill
Okay.
amount.
Otherwise, pay the bill amount and go back to
Yes,
home.
ma'am.
Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
perfect.
Yes, yes,
I
ma'am.
think good. You have a very good start, but as I said, make sure when you start, think like this, right? If let's say this
Okay,
is
ma'am.
like a flow diagram, what is a flow diagram? You start from the beginning and you have to end in the end, correct? Nothing
Okay,
can
ma'am.
stop in
Okay.
between. Does that make sense? So when you go through the path, you can check, hey, what if this is false? You cannot stop there, right? You have to have a place to go back to somewhere. If you think
Okay,
like
ma'am.
that, you will never miss a condition in a decision,
Okay, ma'am.
right?
Okay, ma'am.
So when you make a
Okay.
decision, there can be two paths. Then you say, okay, if it is true, I go this way. If I false, I go this way. You cannot not have a false or a true decision line from any decision box. You have to have the two options.
Okay, ma'am.
Make sense?
Yes.
So this is for
Yes,
everybody,
ma'am.
not just you. We are using your example to help everybody understand how a flowchart will look like. Okay. Any questions from
Yes.
anyone? This is not perfect. You can make it perfect, Krishna, based on the feedback I gave you. But I want to understand
Okay, ma'am.
everybody how a flowchart is done. That is the
Ah,
concept here. We are
okay, ma'am.
trying to understand. Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
okay, ma'am.
So
Okay, ma'am.
thanks for sharing, Krishna. Who else did any other flowchart? And please share any other flowcharts that you have done. Who wants to do it next? Okay. Neha, you have a question?
No, ma'am.
Okay. You still have your hand raised, so you can lower that if you want, or I can also do it. Okay.
How to do
So,
it, ma'am?
okay, you already lowered it here. It's done. It's gone. Okay. So who else was on like the last week sessions and did other flowcharts? I don't know who was on that. I can call out names, or if you want to volunteer, please do and share your screen. So Hari Prasanna, did you do any flowcharts?
The 1 minute months.
Sorry?
1 minute month.
Oh, 1 minute. Okay. Sorry, I didn't hear properly. Okay, go for it. And this is your first class, but hopefully you're getting something. And then if you go and watch the previous content, you will be able to understand, okay, how we did flowchart. In a flowchart, what all exists, a start and a stop and a process and a decision box and so on, which I did last class. And we have a recording of that. You can check that, okay?
Okay, ma'am. From the first class, we have the recordings, ma'am.
Because we have the recordings, yes. At least mine, all of them I have recorded. There is one session, I think it was a different instructor. I think there is no recording of that, but you can start with mine because I started with basics.
Okay. So this is our how many classes? This is the fifth class.
This is the Mine, it is the third class, but I think there are more classes through the weeks. Like Sundays, I only teach on Sundays. So it's been 3 weeks now. So in between also they have classes on, what are the days you have classes? Somebody else can
Wednesday,
chime in?
Friday,
Yes.
Sunday.
Okay. Yeah. Wednesday and Friday also there are classes. And most of Sunday, usually I try to teach a lot, but the other sessions, there will be more of a hands-on work, right? There will be like breakout sessions where people go into different groups and work the problems and so on. Sunday, I usually focus on teaching new concepts.
Okay,
Okay.
ma'am.
So go over the homework, but I also try to teach more. That's my that's what I do usually. Okay. Okay, Hariprasanna, we can see it. So why don't you start with your problem statement first before we show the flow chart?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am,
So what's yeah, we can see your screen. So problem, what is the problem?
ma'am, it is a single player game where the user starts with 0 point, ma'am.
Okay.
User keeps rolling the dice. If the rolled number is even, then 2 points is added. If the number is odd, 1 point is added. The game ends with when the user has 50 points.
Okay, very good. Okay, it's a very simple thing. I'm going to repeat it again if anybody wants it. So it's a game, dice game. So you start with 0 points, you roll it. Dice, what are all the possible values you can get in a dice? Anybody?
1 to 6.
6. Okay. So of the 1 to 6, if you get 1, 3, or 5, it is an odd, right? So you will only get 1 point added. If you get 2, 4, or 6, you will get 2 points added. So you will keep adding until you get the 50 points. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So that is the flow game that you want to do, and you have done the flow chart for that. So let's look at the flow chart now. Okay. So game starts. Okay.
Ma'am, that shapes I don't know, ma'am. So putting this
Shapes.
round.
Okay. Okay. That's fine. So round usually we use only for start and stop. Okay. We use the rectangle for process. So where you have the +1 and all that, you have to put the rectangle box. Anytime where you are making a decision, which is the rolling dice, you need to put a diamond. That is the simplest you would use. Decision, put a diamond. Process, you put a rectangle. Start and stop, you put that oval, whatever you have. Okay.
Change ma'am.
You can change it later, but I'm giving you information on how you usually do it. So you felt comfortable using draw.io. I'm very happy that people have started using it because this is something very easy to draw fast, right? And as you do more, you can do it very, very fast. Okay. I'm glad that you are all using it. Very good. Okay. So you can change it later, but go over your flowchart right now.
Okay, ma'am. Game starts, ma'am. Then starts with 0 point, ma'am, game.
Okay.
Then rolling the dice, ma'am. This is a process. If the answer is even means 2 point is added, ma'am. Otherwise, odd means 1 point is added, ma'am.
Okay.
Then it goes to checking the points, ma'am. Total points. If it is not 50, ma'am, it goes to rolling dice, ma'am.
Okay.
Another time.
Okay. Good.
If
very simple, right?
It is greater, yes, ma'am. If it
The
is greater
game
than 50 minutes, game ends.
Okay, it's a very simple flowchart, not very complicated. Good. So, how is everybody? Do you want to see more examples in flowchart, or should we go to the lesson? I want to go over logical conditions today. How do you all feel? You want to see more flowcharts? Please put in if you message if you want to see more flowchart example. If you don't interact, put your chat or anything, I won't know what is going on. Okay. There are 12 people attending this respond in the chat saying you don't want any more, want to go on to the next thing or not. Write in the chat. Do you want more flow charts? Agal, more flow chart examples? Leah?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you want to see more flow chart examples, or do you want to go comfortable with flow charts?
Comfortable with flowchart, ma'am.
Okay. Neha?
I want one more example, ma'am.
One more example. So why are you not putting that in the chat? Why do I have to stop everybody and call out names? This is what I want, right? I don't want to
Ma'am,
waste
I
time
thought
in calling
the
out everybody,
others
right?
will.
Okay.
I was waiting
Okay.
for
So
others' answers.
no, don't wait. Don't wait to ask a question, because everybody will be thinking about a question, but nobody will ask, right? You have to learn how to communicate. See, this is also something they're teaching, right? It's not
Yes.
just about, this is not a classroom where you go and there are 80 people or 60 people. I don't know how much of your big your classes are, right? We are afraid to ask questions because maybe, I don't know whether you're afraid or not, right? In the classroom setting. Here, what we are trying to teach every one of you is how to be interactive, right? How to ask questions, because there are no stupid questions. That's the first thing. Okay. You might be thinking about something. You think, okay, others might know the answer, but maybe everybody, if everybody thinks the same way, what happens? Nobody will ask the question and the question will not be answered. And I will not know that you all have a question unless someone tells me about it, right? So this is
Yes.
going to be an interactive session, and I'm not picking on you, Neha. I'm just using you as an example, right? To tell everyone. I don't think that
That's
I'm
fine.
picking on you. Okay. So everybody, you have to see, if you are not comfortable saying talking, right? You can unmute yourself and say. If you are not comfortable, you can type it in the chat, right? Anything is easy. Or if you think, okay, I don't even want to say anything, you need to at least direct message me in the Discord right now if you want. Anything works, but you have to ask the questions. Because what is this? It's not only for this class, right? When you go into your work and you do that, you have to ask people questions. Otherwise, people will assume you know everything. And if you don't perform, then you are not going to be rewarded for that, right? They will think, okay, you don't know anything. You have to ask, because when you ask, we know that you are interested. We know that you want to learn something. Here we are not taking money, right? We are there to volunteer and help you all out. So you have to take the, right? If we have a saying even mom will not give you food unless you ask, right? You have to ask for help. Okay, so let's go over one more flow chart. Who has done a different flow chart than what we just saw? We saw two examples, right? One was the cafe problem we saw, the other one we saw about the rolling the dice. Is there any other flow charts that anyone else worked on? Even if it is not complete, it's okay. We will go through that. Please raise your hand so that you can share your screen and we can go over that, because we see some examples. That's the feedback meeting, right? So who can do it?
I done another problem, ma'am. Movie theater problem, ma'am.
Okay, Krishna, but you already shared one, right? I want to see others.
Yes. Okay,
Please go ahead and share your screen. And thanks, Krishna, for volunteering. But that's what I want from you. Keep doing that. Okay.
okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Mhm. Yes, Daniel, you can go ahead and start sharing your screen.
Give me a second, ma'am.
Okay, sure. No worries.
Ma'am.
Yes, you can see your screen, Daniel.
Yes, ma'am.
So go ahead
Okay.
and do the same thing. Describe the problem first.
Okay. Okay. And this is the question I was having.
Yeah.
A boy is going to a bookshop with 1,000 rupees. He buys some
Okay.
comic books. If the total amount is greater than 1,000 rupees, then he asks the shop owner if you have a card machine. If he pays on the spot, the extra amount, else he want to go to ATM and take extra amount and come back to pay the bill. If he has enough balance amount, he can buy a ice cream for rupees 30. If he not have enough amount, go back to home. Else he has enough amount, he happily eat the ice cream and go home.
Okay. So the question is basically a boy is going to a bookshop. He already has some money, which is 1,000 rupees, right? So you all would have done it. You have taken money and you are gone, and he goes to a comic book, right? Bookstore. In that bookstore, he picks books that he wants, and if that amount is greater than what he has, he then asks, okay, is there an ATM machine where he can withdraw the money? Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, and he takes that money and he goes and pays that bill. If the total amount is greater than 1,000 rupees, if let's say he wanted to buy for 1,500 rupees, he already has 1,000 rupees. So I'm thinking he'll go and get 500 rupees from the ATM, correct?
Yes,
And
ma'am.
he'll come back and pay the bill. But if let's say he is buying less than 1,000 rupees, so he won't go to the ATM. But after
Yes, ma'am.
paying for the book, if he has 30 rupees left, he will buy the ice cream.
Yes, ma'am.
Correct? That is the
Yes,
problem
ma'am.
statement. Any questions on the problem statement, anyone? It's very clear, not very complicated logic. Correct? Okay. So let's go over, Daniel, your flow chart.
Okay, ma'am.
Hmm.
First, a boy is going to a bookshop, ma'am.
Hmm.
And the money he have is equal to 1,000, ma'am.
Hmm.
He bought some comic book.
Hmm.
Bill amount,
Okay.
bill amount plus equal to price of the books
Price of
he
the book.
bought, ma'am.
Okay.
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 If uh, bill amount is greater than the money he has,
Okay.
sorry.
So you don't have the, that's okay. You have like typo there. Maybe you have to do that. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
If the bill amount is not greater than what he has, he goes and pays the bill. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Uh,
Goes and pays
if
the
it is
bill,
yes
ma'am.
greater, then he checks for the, if it's yes, he
Uh,
goes and checks, do you have a card machine? Okay.
yes, ma'am.
Hmm.
If they don't have a card machine, he will search for a ATM, ma'am.
But the problem didn't say that he will search for an ATM, right? Did it say that? In the problem, you just say, it says,
Card machine,
is there a
he has
card
to pay.
machine to pay on the spot? Right?
He want to go to an ATM and takes the extra amount
So if
and
the
come back
card
to pay
machine
the
is
bill.
there, he'll pay on the spot, is it? He
Yes,
will
ma'am.
use the card. So he also has a card?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, he has
Okay.
a card, ma'am.
Credit card. He has a credit card then. Okay.
Yes,
Otherwise,
ma'am.
he'll go to ATM and he'll take the extra amount and come back and pay the bill. Okay, got it. Okay. Okay.
Yes,
So I
ma'am.
didn't, I remember that. Okay. So he searches for an ATM, he withdraws money and pays the bill. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. So then what happens? If he, let's say he pays with the credit card or if he withdraws money, what happens?
Ma'am, then it will check the remaining amount, ma'am.
Okay.
Remaining amount, if the remaining amount is greater than 30, he can buy an ice cream, ma'am.
Mm.
And the remaining amount, the money he have will be.
I think that's something you repeated. You don't need that
Yes,
remaining
ma'am.
amount equal to money you have minus bill amount, right? Maybe you are counting less minus ice cream cost, maybe,
Yes, ma'am.
right? Okay, so
Yes,
that's
ma'am.
fine. And then he goes back home.
He goes back home.
Okay. Any questions on the flow chart he has done, anyone? Does this make sense? Okay. Suvita, what do you think? Like, are you comfortable with the flow chart? Other any more we want to see? Do you get an idea how to do a flow chart?
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay. How about Sivakarthika?
I'm okay, ma'am. Current,
Okay.
ma'am.
Okay. Pushpa?
I'm comfortable with the flow charts, ma'am. I have an
Very
idea
good.
how to work on flow
How to do a
charts.
flow chart. So basically, a flow chart will have a start and a stop, and in between, you have some decisions and some processes. Correct? And every time you have a decision, you need to make sure you take care of all the conditions a decision will come out with. Correct? Yes and no, or true or
Yes,
false, or yeah, things like that. So that's basically a flow chart. We're doing a flow chart just so that your thought process, you think about all the conditions and scenarios before you start writing a program. Because this will be, when you have it in a picture, it clearly tells you, right? When you look into the code, you're just seeing line by line. But when you see it in a flow chart, it is very apparent that if you miss something, you know what you missed. That is the reason why we are asking you to think about how to think about the flow of a program, right? A flow chart is nothing but how the program is going to flow. Correct? Okay. So if this is good enough, thanks for sharing, Daniel. So you can stop presenting.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. So I think last time we were all looking at, I think the loops we checked, the for loop, while loop, and all that. And we also talked about conditions. So is everybody comfortable with an and condition and an or condition? Do you know how to do it in Python? And condition and or condition. Everybody is good with that? Anybody does not know how to write other than Neha? I think she's new. But other than that, anybody else has a problem with how to write a condition? Okay, so I'm going to now call out, let's see one thing. Okay, I'm going to ask somebody to share your screen. So who wants to share your screen and do a problem? Who is courageous enough to do that? Raise your hand. I'm going to give the problem right now, and everybody is going to solve the problem, not just you. Who wants to share their screen? And I'm going to type in here the problem, and everybody is going to do this. And then what I'll do is I'm going to give a problem that then you all will solve and come back and share the results. Okay, so let's start with one problem we'll all do together. Okay, and then there will be a problem that I will give you, which I want all of you to complete it. Okay, okay. So once Hariprasanna shares his screen, this is what I want. Okay, I'm going to give you an example.
Screen is visible.
1 second, I'm checking. 1 second. Yes, it's visible. So the problem is going to be, okay, Hariprasanna and everybody, you all are going to help Hariprasanna write the code. So there is going to be a condition where you're going to ask the input of enter, you're going to ask somebody, are you a teacher or student? Okay, because this is like, think about as you're collecting information about teachers and students in a university, let's say. Okay, the first question will be, are they teacher or student, right? Then you will be getting get their name. Okay, and then you also will ask if they are in the final year. Okay. So then you also will say, I'm just making up the problem statement. So the first thing is, are you teacher or student? You will get their name. Are they in the final year? And if they are in the final year, that will be student. If it is teacher, you will be asking, do you teach final year students? If they are a teacher, okay? Then if they are in the final year, who is a student, or if they teach final year students, you will say, welcome to the final year. Okay. If they are a teacher, you will say, hello teacher, and the name followed by that name. If they are student, you will say hello followed by the student name. So did everybody understand the problem? So you're basically getting input from the person. You're saying, first of all, you're asking, are they teacher or student? And then you will get their name. Then you're also asking, if they are a student, going to ask, are you in the final year? If they are a teacher, you're going to ask them, do you teach final year students? Okay. If they are a student and they are in the final year, or if they teach final year students, you will give a message, welcome to the final year, and you will also write their name, hello, whatever their name is. Is the problem statement understood by everybody? Any questions on that? Okay, don't write any code right now, Hariprasanna. I'm going to ask people to give the answers, okay? Delete everything. Okay. Any questions on the problem statement right now? Everybody understood the problem? No questions? Okay. So I'm going to start with Deepika right now. So Deepika, what is the first thing you will write to get this problem done? What is the first thing you need to do?
As you said, first you need to copy paste the problem statement in the command line.
Very good.
Then
I love that. Okay, go ahead, do that. Then Hariprasanna. Hariprasanna, you're just doing what others are asking you to do. Okay. Okay. She said, excellent thing. She said, let's put it in the comments. What are we going to do? I'm sorry, I was like just typing all over the place, but I just came up with this problem statement right now. So try to make it better, formatting and stuff. Okay.
I'm next one.
ma'am,
Ma'am,
no, ma'am, you are not audible.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, now audible. Ma'am, but again we lost you. I think you have muted yourself.
Oh, sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so give the first line of code for finding out are they teacher or student, and Hariprasanna will type it.
Ma'am, I thought we can use an if else statement, ma'am. We can ask them to enter one or things like that. and
So yeah,
check
give him the
for-
code. You can either type it in the chat, like, whatever you think. I'm not saying this is how you have to do. If you are solving this problem, what is the first thing you will do?
So we can first let's comment a line telling getting information.
Okay.
Then in the next line, maybe we can ask for their teacher or student. Like printல வந்துட்டு enter your enter. I mean within quotes. One for if you are a teacher. One space if you are a teacher. Or two if you are a student. Oh, sorry. Instead of print, we can get this itself as an input. I'm so sorry about
Okay.
that.
No. Don't be sorry. That is how you start writing, right? Your thought process, you're following along, right? No reason to
Yes,
be
ma'am.
apologizing. Yes, that's what I was thinking. So you realized it as soon as you printed. It's like, why not I do it as an input, right? Okay, go
Yes,
for
ma'am.
it. So change the print to
Okay, we
input.
can name the variable as choice
Okay.
equals int of input.
Good. So you're getting the input and you're also converting that to integer, saying, hey, enter 1 if you are a student or 2 if you are a student. Okay. So do you want to output the choice and see how it works? Just
Yes, ma'am. It would be better if we see.
So print, so do the in the line 13, Hariprasanna, also print whatever answer you're getting, print that so that you will see that it's working, correct? Let's do one by line by line. So this way you're debugging also correctly. Correct? Okay. So now run this.
I'm working, ma'am.
Okay. So now, okay. So I'm going to stop you there. Thanks for doing this. I'm going to ask Suvita now. So Suvita, so if let's say we are getting the choice and we are saying this, remember we talked about last time the boundary conditions and validation of the input. So what would you do to make this choice better?
If they put அவங்க 1 இல்லாட்டி 2 போடாம வேற ஏதாச்சும் நம்பர் போட்டாங்கன்னா நம்ம வந்து put a valid number கூட போடலாம் மேம்.
Very good. So how would you write that statement? So what would you use for that? What logic would you use?
If choice equal to ஜீரோ இல்லாட்டி நம்ம என்ன போட்டாலுமே அதாவது 1 or 2 போடலனா என்ன போட்டாலுமே நமக்கு வந்து not valid தான் மேம் வரணும். இப்போ நம்ம equal to
start writing? So start saying something and we can always correct it, right? Keep saying if choice equal to 1
equal to 1 enter next print you are a teacher.
Okay.
Elif choice equal to 2 you are a student.
Okay.
Else enter a valid number.
Okay.
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay, so let's try that out. And let's give valid input first and then invalid input later, and we'll try it out. Okay, go ahead. Okay, so run it again, and this time give some negative number or something, some other number which is not valid. 5, 6, whatever. Okay, so we have covered the condition. So now what you have done in line 13, you have put separately 1 and separately in the choice 2, right? So
Yes.
good attempt so far. So let's start with Pushpa now. So Pushpa, if you don't have to print, all you have to do is only if they didn't enter a valid number, you want to tell them, right?
Sorry,
How would
ma'am?
you write that? If let's say my intention is to only give them a comment saying you need to enter a valid number. I don't want to tell them you are a teacher, you are a student. Okay. I only want to tell them if they enter anything other than 1 or 2, I want to say enter a valid number. So I want to combine the if and the else if. How would I do that? That is where the conditions and or will come, right? That's the lesson for this week. So how would you combine line 13 and line 15 into one line?
Using not, ma'am.
Right, not is correct, but then I want to combine the 1 and the 2, right? So tell me, how would you write? So Hariprasanna will type whatever your thought process is. Let's try that. So how would you do? If not, you wanted not, right? So start typing not, Hariprasanna. So Pushpa, tell him what to type. Don't type anything until she says Hariprasanna, please. Okay. I want everybody to participate. That's the whole thing. That's why I'm calling out each name. See, if you don't know how to do it, it's okay. Try it, right? And then if you, or at least tell me what you are trying to do. Then I'll tell you the syntax, how to do it. So what do you have to do, Pushpa, here?
Like if we want to get in a single line, it should be whether true or false, ma'am. If he is a student, then he will display his information. If he is a teacher, if it is a teacher's information, then teacher's information will be displayed. Is that right,
No,
ma'am?
see here is no. In line 12, see, we are not solving the entire problem. We are only solving the first problem right now. First line. In the first line 12, from the user, you are getting the information saying, hey, are you a teacher or a student? Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All I want to do it is whenever you are getting input, right, you need to validate the input. Do you all agree?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay. You have given them the information or a comment saying, hey, you need to enter only 1 or 2. Correct? But the user might still enter something wrong, right? So in the next line, your code should check, hey, did the user enter 1 or 2 or something else? If they entered 1 or 2, you want to go to the next logic, which we have not written yet. But if they enter something other than 1 or 2, you want to tell them, hey, you need to enter a valid number. Correct? So how would you write that statement in the if or else? How would you write it? In such a way that you are checking that did the user enter 1 or 2 or not? That's what you want to check, correct?
Yes,
so
ma'am.
how would you write that statement? So don't think about syntax. If you're writing in English, how would you write it?
If I'm writing in English, first I will enter whether you are a student or a teacher. Then, if both the person, like he is not a teacher and he is not a student as well, then it says that like it's an invalid or something.
Correct.
It
So
won't
you are not a student, not a teacher. That is the key. Correct. So not a student and not a teacher. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And
Yes,
condition.
ma'am.
Okay. So start writing that, Hariprasanna. If it's an and condition, you are saying choice is not equal to 1 and choice is not equal to 2. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Does that
Choice
make
is
sense to
not
everybody? You just told me in English, we are translating that. They are not a teacher, they are not a student. And you need to put parentheses around, I think, if choice, maybe to be more meaningful, but that's okay. So does that make sense here, everybody? Are you following what Pushpa, she tried to explain it in English and we are translating into code, right? That is why when you think about flowchart, you would have written that in the flowchart in English, right? You're not writing code right away. So when the choice is not 1 and not 2, it's not or condition, it's an and condition. Then you're saying enter a valid number, correct? So you
Yes,
can
ma'am.
remove that print you are a teacher else statement and you can keep enter a valid number. Does this make sense to everybody? Hariprasanna, did that make sense?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, let's try that. Okay. So it didn't go into that. So if you enter an invalid number, did everybody understand how we solve that problem? You have to please ask me questions. If you don't, this lesson for this month is, this week is teaching you logical conditions. Okay, I want you to all know how to do this so that you can do this complicated logic as you are building more programs. Okay. Okay, so again, you can write comments if you want. I'm not going to force you, but Hariprasanna, in that if statement, we need to have a comment to the right of it saying, what did you try to do there, right? That makes sense? Everybody follow that as like as a requirement. Every time you write some condition logic, make sure you write it in English, what you try to do. So you're saying if the input is not teacher or student, that's what you're checking, right? Have that in English in the comment. Okay, so now let's say they entered a valid number. So where will it come? It come into the else statement, correct? Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so else. So let's start there. So what was the next thing that I need to get in the else statement? I got the number. They gave me a teacher or a student valid input. So what is the second line says? I finished, are you teacher or student? Then get their name. So how would you get their name? Can you give me the syntax for that?
Input get user's name, ma'am.
Okay.
Name equals to, that is the thing, ma'am. Name equals to input. What is your name?
So put it in, okay, what is your name? Okay, good. Okay, so thanks, Pushpa. I think you've given valid feedback. I'm going to the next person now.
Thank you, ma'am.
So let's see, Sivakarthika. I didn't ask you yet, right? Make sure if I'm coming to, go ahead. Yes, Sivakarthika.
Ma'am,
Go ahead. என்னாச்சு? இது வரைக்கும் புரிஞ்சுதா? Whatever is done?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now we got the name. So now what we have to do in the next statement? Do we need to understand if they are a student, you need to ask them, are you in the final year? If they are a teacher, you need to ask them, do you teach final year students? Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
புரிஞ்சுதா? Okay. இப்போ அந்த ஸ்டூடெண்டா இருந்தாங்கன்னா ஆர் யூ இன் த ஃபைனல் இயர் அப்படின்ற கொஸ்டினை கேட்கணும். அதுக்கு நீங்க எப்படி எழுதுவீங்க? How would you write to ask if they are a student, you need to ask them, are you in the final year? So that is the problem. So how would you write the code for that?
Ma'am, ஒரு variable create பண்ணணும், ma'am.
Okay. Go ahead. Tell him what you need. Hariprasanna will type that.
Final year equal to input of double quotes la if they are in final year.
Are you in the final year? Okay. So what are the inputs that they can ask for, give you?
Yes or no, ma'am?
Yes or no. Okay. So y or n vechupoma? Simpler. So within the brackets, within the final year, y/n and kudunga.
Okay.
Or you can put yes or no. Your wish, whatever you want, and put a question mark there. Okay. 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 So now tell me, when will I come to the else statement on line 15? When the choice is
1 or 2, ma'am.
1 or 2. Okay. So are you in the final year? When should I ask that question? Do I ask that question to the teachers or only to the students?
Student, ma'am.
Okay. So if I ask this, won't I be asking that for the teacher also? So how would I correct that and say, I have to ask this only for students? How would I change it?
Ma'am, else எடுத்துட்டு elif போட்டு choice equal to 1 இருந்துச்சுன்னா students, ma'am.
Okay. So let's tell him how to do that. Elif. So she wants to change else to Elif. Elif. Choice equal
else
to
choice equal to 1.
Okay.
Sorry, ma'am, equal to 2 வரும் ma'am. மேல நம்ம கொடுத்திருக்க print statement படி.
Okay, 2. Okay.
இது copy paste பண்ணு.
Okay. Copy paste line 18 and 19. Okay. 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 Good. That's one way to do it. So you're saying if choice is 2 only for a student, you will say, what's your name? And you're also asking, are you in the final year?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now what if the student, it's not a student and it's a teacher? How would you write that?
Elif choice equal to 1.
Okay.
Name equal to input of double quotes la what is your name? Final year teacher variable name.
Do you teach? Right. Final year. Okay.
Input of double quotes la do you teach final year students? Question mark.
Again, what is the input they can give? You need to tell them what input they have to give, right? Yes or no? Always you have to tell the users what you are expecting as the answer, right? See, they can enter Amam, right? Will you take that input? Right? Always give the users a prompt saying what is it that they need to type in. Okay? That makes sense? Sivakarthika?
Ma'am.
எப்பவுமே we have to tell them what they can type. You cannot just ask a question. And the yes or no, you have to give them an option what they can pick from. Okay, ba?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. So let's go to Mohan now. So thanks, Sivakarthika. So Mohan, she ended with where we have to find out whether they teach final year or whether they do whether they are in the final year, right? So what is the next thing that I asked them to do? You have to now print messages, correct? So what would you do to do that? Or is there any changes you want to make to the existing code? Mohan?
Ma'am,
okay. And is there an else? I think there is else still hanging there in line 24. Do we need that else?
else if choice equal to 2 கொடுத்துருக்காங்க மேம். அதுக்குள்ள வந்து அந்த ஃபைனல் இயருக்கு அப்புறம் வந்து கண்டிஷன் ட்ரூ ஆச்சு அப்படின்னா print name print hello teacher name.
So choice equal to 2, when will we, what is choice equal to 2 mean?
It's a student, ma'am.
Okay, so why are you printing teacher's name there then?
Hello student name, ma'am.
Okay. Hello student and then the name. Okay. Space. Okay.
Choice equal to 1 அப்படின்னா அதுக்குள்ள print hello teachers name.
Okay. Print name. Okay. So isn't hello name same for both? Okay. Okay, keep going. We'll do that. Okay. So then I also said if they are in the final year or if they teach final year, they have to say welcome to the final year. So how would you print that? Line 6. Sorry?
மேம் எல்இஃப் குள்ள அந்த ஃபைனல் இயரிங் உங்களுக்கு அடுத்த கண்டிஷன் கொடுக்கலாம் மேம்.
What's the condition?
If ma'am, if final year equal to s
y
next line print.
You have to give it in quotes. The y is a character, right?
Okay.
Then you're printing
print welcome to the final year.
Okay. 2 is student, right? So you're saying welcome to the final year. Yes. And you'll do the same thing in the LF2, choice 1, right?
Yeah.
But this time the variable is different.
Final year teachers.
Okay. Okay, good. Thank you. So now Jay Kumar. Okay. Is there anything that we didn't think of in this that you think you can make it better?
On line 18. After the line 18.
Okay.
After the line 18. After. Please enter.
Just enter after line 18, Hariprasanna.
Final year equal to. Final year. Dot lower function. Parenthesis. 26 after the 26.
I'm sorry, ma'am, not hearing.
So after that,
After
again
the
press
26,
enter. Press enter again, line 19. Okay.
No,
Go
no.
ahead.
After 26 line on.
Oh,
choice
after
line.
26. Okay.
Sorry. 27.
27. Okay.
27.
Same thing. Repeat that.
Same thing.
So line 19 the copy பண்ணி final year teacher க்கு பண்ணுங்க. Okay. Then Jaykumar, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
So what are you trying to do? Explain to everybody what you're trying to do.
User வந்து input வந்து caps லையும் கொடுக்கலாம், small லையும் கொடுக்கலாம்.
So you're
So
checking.
lower யூஸ் பண்ணும்போது அது எப்ப நம்ம என்ன ஒய் கேப்ஸ்ல கொடுத்தாலும் ஸ்மால்ல கொடுத்தாலும் ஸ்மால்ல சேஞ்ச் ஆகும்.
Okay, then what you're trying to do? So you made it lower, right? So then line 21 he is equating to capital Y. So what should happen there? What will happen?
Sorry, on 21 line.
So அதுக்கு பதிலா I can do upper.
Give an
right?
or statement.
I can do upper, correct? Instead of lower.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
No, ma'am. We give an or statement to correct.
Okay, so lower ne vechkonga. Okay, so keep it lower. I was just like joking. Okay, keep going. So what do you want to do in line 21?
Or statement கொடுத்து or final year equal to
so think about this. நீங்க என்ன பண்ணீங்க? In line 18 you are getting the input, correct?
Yes.
Correct. In line 19, regardless of whether they entered uppercase or lowercase, you converted into lowercase, correct?
Yes.
So then in line 21, why would you need an or statement?
நீங்க வந்து or statement வர மாதிரி சொல்லி கொடுக்க போறா சொன்னீங்க, அதனால or statement யூஸ் பண்ணுங்க.
Huh? No. Don't use or statement just for using it, right? You need to think through.
So, okay.
You already made it into lower. So what will the final year value contain after line 19?
So, okay.
What are the potential values?
Please delete that. Please delete that. Change the capital O into small o.
Okay. Okay.
Same for the 29 time.
Okay. Okay. Is that what you want to make a change?
Yes.
Okay. So anybody else? So now let me ask, there's more to be done here, right? There's always more to be done. So let's ask Agalya. Is there anything else you want to change in what Jaykumar just said? Agalya? Yes. I cannot hear you, Agalya.
Ma'am, இதுல எது change பண்ணனும்னு எனக்கு தோணல.
You don't want to change anything?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So Krishna, I'm sure you're like waiting to give a lot of feedback. So what do you want to change in here? There are still problems. I'm seeing the problems. Okay. So
if I'm telling for student ma'am now. If the student is entered n means we want to tell some sentence statement.
No, I don't want to. The problem is only if they are in the final year, I have to say welcome to the final year. I don't want anything else.
Okay, ma'am.
Anything else that you can think of. There are some things. So remember all the things I talked to you about. What are all the things we talked in the first thing? Anytime somebody enters input, what should you do the first thing?
No one second. Just was seeing.
So why don't we run the program? Hari Prasanna, run the program. Okay. I'm going to give you else. There is no else, right? Delete that. First of all. For now, delete. Okay. We can add. Okay. Run the code, Hari Prasanna. Okay. And I'm going to tell you enter 1. Okay. Okay. I'm going to put Anu. Okay. Next. Say K. Type the letter K. Enter. What happened? What is it that we missed in the code? Now tell me, somebody tell me. Daniel, you raised your hand. Go for it.
And the print hello name munadi space would.
Okay. So that was the problem. Okay. Who else? Somebody else who raised their hand. I don't know who else raised their hand. Who else has any other feedback on what to fix? What did I enter in the input for do you teach final year student? Jay Kumar, go for it.
On line 30, it says after the line 30. Yes. Yes, please. The final year teacher not equal to we or final teacher not equal to L. Print launch enter valid statement. Same as for the choice 2.
Okay, you want this to be copied in the choice 2, yeah? Okay, copy that.
Just change the variable.
Okay, so before we run this program, there is a problem in the code logic that Jay Kumar gave. Does anybody know? Deepika, go for it.
Ma'am, in the line 27, why can't we make it as else completely? Because மேலே வந்துட்டு 1 or 2 வந்துட்டு வெளியே போயிரும் and 2 நா மட்டும் தான் else if 2 choice equal to 2 குள்ள போகும். So the remaining is 1, so automatically it comes to the next block of code.
Okay,
so why can't we make it as else?
We can make it else also, but even if you write like this, it's also correct, right? So it's more meaningful. You can leave it as else or you can make it else if choice equal to 1. It doesn't matter. But
won't
there is
it
also
throw an error, ma'am?
No, why will it throw an error?
Maybe some income, because in C and all, if we leave else part, it throws an error.
No, this doesn't. Python will give you interpreter. It would have given you an error here, right? That you don't end it. No, it didn't give you. So there's no error there for else. If you want, you can change line 27 else also. But there is still a problem in what Jaykumar's logic is. Who does anyone else notice the problem? Hari Prasanna, including you. Okay. So now what you are going to do is you're going to run. Okay. I'm going to give you the input and you're going to run. Run it. We'll see the problem. Okay, 1 teacher. Okay, Anu. Okay, and say why.
Ma'am,
So what did it say?
unconditioned, ma'am.
Ennachupa?
Undo is ma'am. Else if
Yes.
final year is not equal to y and final year not equal to y.
Exactly.
Yes, ma'am, I
Exactly.
forgot.
You got that. So that is why I wanted to see if anybody else noticed it, right? Remember, we did that same in line 13. Don't you remember? How did we do line 13? Purinjida, why and instead of or?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Okay. Everybody good with this logic? Does this make sense to every one of you? Do you understand the and condition? Do you understand the not condition in line 13? Everybody understands that? Okay. Now I'm going to, what is the time right now? It's now 11:50. Okay. So I'm going to give a problem here. I want everybody to do this. Okay. And we will come back at, I'm thinking, I don't know how much time I should give you, but let me put the statement here. Okay. So Hari Prasanna, since you're sharing, if you want to copy the code in your open a new Python file and put that there so that I can go over what I'm asking everybody to do, but everybody is going to take their own time and do this. I will give 15 minutes for you. Okay. So copy what I pasted in the thing, and I can also put it in Discord for you all. Okay. So are you there? Copied it? Okay. So everybody see the chat, right? You can see the chat, correct? What I put it in a new file, probably. Okay. So what does the problem say? You have to calculate the grade for a student using 3 marks. So let's say you are a student, you have 3 subjects, let's say. Okay. So the problem says if you have, right, 100 marks in any one subject, your grade is A. So let's say you have 100 marks in at least one, your grade is A. If you have 90 or above in any one subject, your grade is B. If you are 60 or above in any one subject, your grade is C. If the student has 50 or less in all subjects, grade is F. Otherwise, grade is D. Okay. So there's a lot of conditions here, if else conditions. Okay. And then what we are saying is we gave you some logic to say how you will write the code. So this is how you need to start off with. Okay. So if I think whatever I have given, let me type in here too, 1 second. So there is if statement, right? I only have the if statement. After that, you need to type in this also. So put this in the code. I put it in Discord. You can see that. So see that after if statement, there's more code. Can you copy that from the print to the end? Yeah. Yeah. And I also put it in the chat, that statement. Okay. So we have given you some structure already. So all I want you to do is put in the missing code. Does everybody understand what I'm asking you to do? Okay. So everybody take 15 minutes. We will meet at 12:10. I think, yeah, 12:10. I want to then go over how to solve this problem. Did everybody understand the question? Any questions on your on the problem statement itself? Everything is in the chat. I also put it on Discord, so you can copy this and start your coding. Okay. So I'm going to be here. If you have any questions, I'll be monitoring the chat, but we will all like connect at 12:10. So go ahead and start doing your problem now.
Ma'am, can I stop presenting, ma'am?
Yes, please. Yes. Sorry, Hari Prasanna. Thanks for doing it. You were a great help today. Okay, 1 more minute remaining. If anybody finished their work, can you please raise your hand? Okay, Hariprasanna completed. Savita Murthy. Yeah, keep your hands raised. Sivakartika, Krishna, Savita, Agalya, Jaykumar. Okay, I see 6 raised hands. Okay, so it's 12:10, so I'm going to stop here and I'm going to start ask who, okay, you can lower your hands, but now this time, raise your hand if you want to share your screen and show what you have done. First comes first. Who wants to share your code that you have done? Come on, so many people completed the code. Even if you have done it already, please raise your hand. Okay, Krishna, Deepika. Okay, so I'm going to give Deepika a chance here today. So go ahead, Deepika.
Ma'am, but actually I didn't do in my PC, ma'am. My PC is not working properly, so I have done it in my phone. Is that okay, ma'am?
Oh, you have done it in phone. Okay, so why don't Krishna then share his screen and show the code, and then you can validate. And if you think he missed anything, you can then chime in and put it in the chat. How about that?
Okay,
Yeah?
ma'am.
Okay.
But
So
but for me, it is also not a problem to share a screen.
Okay, then
So-
sure, go ahead, share. Like if you can share your code, that's all I want. I don't know how it works from the phone. I have not done it. Go ahead.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
Yeah, we only have like 15 minutes. I want to make sure we at least like cover what is needed, and I also put homework so that everybody can do the homework also next time. Okay.
Is my screen visible?
Yes.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. So let's go
So
with the first
this
statement.
is my code. So I have started with writing the problem statement first.
Okay.
Then we are in the line 13. We are starting to get the input, ma'am.
Okay.
I have made sure that the mark is not negative.
Okay, they can be 0 also, right? Okay.
Ma'am, but if it is 0, it will somehow we can calculate, no, ma'am.
Yeah. No. I'm saying like marks
Yes.
can be 0. I'm just saying like I'm just laughing. Like you
Yes,
can
ma'am.
get a 0, right, for any subject. Okay, go ahead. So you're
For
checking
us,
if the number is
0
negative.
is yes, ma'am. I thought for us 0 is not possible. Only if it is negative, it is a problem. I thought. ma'am.
Correct. Only if it's negative, you are saying, hey, you have to enter negative, and you are exiting so that you cannot calculate. Okay, keep going.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So I have in the 32nd line, I have started that logics, ma'am.
Okay.
If any one of the mark is 100,
right,
then I will print grade A. I have
Very
used
good.
OR statement to combine 3 different conditions.
Okay.
And
And
in the
this is
coming to
the
line,
statement I already gave, correct? You used the same structure. Is that correct?
no, ma'am, for me it was a problem, ma'am, because I copied paste in my phone, so I recoded everything, ma'am. I didn't use your, your template, ma'am.
No. Template. So I'm trying to see. So it did say it does have the same code what you have here. That's why I'm checking. If mark 1 equal to 100 or mark 2 is 100 or mark 3 is 100, that's a first if statement. If print grade is
Yes,
it.
ma'am.
Okay. So
Yes,
in
ma'am.
the else if, so we wanted you to the rest of them, we wanted anyway to type your own code. So that's fine. Okay. So elif, what
Okay,
you are
ma'am.
doing?
And in the second, in the problem statement, they gave us if the student has 90 or above in any one grade, then it is a grade B, ma'am. Any one subject, it is grade B.
Okay.
So to validate that, I have done like if the mark is greater than or equal to 90 and still less than 100, like that, I have given the condition, ma'am.
Okay.
And I have joined using or statement for 3 different conditions. And if anyone gets satisfied, the grade will be B.
Okay, so now let me stop you right there. Okay, so in the first statement, you're already checking if any one is 100, it will come out, correct? It won't go to else if.
Yes, ma'am.
You agree with me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so do you really have to check that and condition in line 35? You are saying is mark 1 between 90 and 100. What if I say you only check mark 1 greater than or equal to 90 or mark 2 greater than or equal to 90 or mark 3 greater than or equal to 90? Would it work?
No, ma'am. In that case, if the user has entered 100 and above values, it won't fit in here, ma'am.
So
Just now
then you
I'm
should,
thinking of that.
right. So
Just
in
now
the
I'm
input,
thinking of that.
in the input, you could have checked, is it
Yes,
less
ma'am.
than 0 and greater than 100, correct?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
You
ma'am.
could have done that. So let's say you did that and only it will be anything 100 or less than 100. Then in the if statement, do you need that and condition? That's my question.
No, ma'am. If I have included that there, we don't need this one
Right.
here.
So you can delete that and condition. So for now, delete it so that we can see right now how it will look like.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So is everybody following along with me? So if you already did the first if statement, if any subject is 100, you will go out, correct? Grade A. But if it is not, then you are saying in any one of the subjects, do they have greater than or equal to 90? Does it make sense? Because it says in the next one, if anybody has, if they have 90 or above in any one subject, it is grade B. So all I have to check is, do they have it greater than 90? Correct? That makes sense to you also, Deepika?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So grade B is done. So then what happens? You need to check if the grade is
Grade, I mean, if the mark lies between 60 and 90, ma'am.
again the
For
same
grade C.
same condition. So if you are coming to the else of this, do you need to check if it is less than 90?
Yes, ma'am.
Why? Why should you check the and condition?
Oh, sorry, ma'am. We need not.
We need not, right? See,
Yes, ma'am.
that is why the reason why we gave this statement is for you to think through that, right? So and we asked you to check 100 first because of that reason. See, if you go from bottom, yes, you need to check every time the condition, the upper condition, correct? But you're starting
Yes,
from
ma'am.
the top. So when you start from the top, your if will be satisfied the minute you get to the statement, right? 100 or 90. So when you go to the else, you don't need to check the upper boundary.
Yes, ma'am.
Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So you can just say, hey, they did not get grade B. See, they would have gotten grade B if any subject is greater than or equal to 90. Correct? You would
Yes,
not
ma'am.
come into line 38 if it was grade B. So you came into line 38 because none of their marks were greater than or equal to 90. Do you agree?
Yes, ma'am.
So in that place, what am I checking now? Hey, did they at least get greater than 60?
Yes,
Got it?
ma'am.
So then
Yes, ma'am.
if they get at least in one subject 60 or above, we are saying the grade is C. Okay, so I'm going to stop you there up till that. So now, Krishna, why don't you share your screen and let's look at rest of that logic that you have.
Okay.
Okay, everybody, are you following along? Any questions? Does that make sense? What I asked her to do, change? Okay, so everybody understood 100%. Okay, okay, go for it.
Okay, ma'am, I have here one doubt, ma'am. If a subject has 50 or less than in all subjects, grade F. Otherwise, grade D means here.
So
here you said, yes, ma'am.
See, all subjects. So meaning, if the student is 50 or less in all subjects, grade is F, otherwise. So meaning that in all subjects, they have 50 or less. All three subjects.
Okay, ma'am.
Only then it is F.
Okay, ma'am. Then this grade, D grade, ma'am.
Anything else is grade D. See, that is why you
Okay,
started
ma'am.
at the top, right? If any subject
Okay,
is
ma'am.
100, you get A. Got it?
Okay, ma'am.
If
Okay, ma'am.
if you are not A, is any subject greater than 90, you get B.
Okay,
If
ma'am.
they didn't get grade B, is any subject greater than 60, you get grade C.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay? Then in the
Okay, ma'am.
next statement, only if you get 50 or less in all subjects. So how would you write that? It would be an or condition or an and condition. It's all subjects, it should be 50 or less.
Yes, ma'am. 50 or less means and here I
Correct. It should be and condition. So only if in
Yes, ma'am.
all subjects they got less than or equal to 50. So mark 1 is less than or equal to 50, mark 2 is less than or equal to 50, and mark 3 is less than or equal to 50. You get the grade as F. Any other
Okay, ma'am.
conditions, the grade is D. So your
Okay,
if
ma'am.
statement on line 20, you need to change that.
Okay.
Hmm.
Anyone subject, ma'am.
Anyone illapa, all subjects it should be less than or equal to 50. So that or should be changed to and condition. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So you are checking. C varicum you all understood. Correct? It's easy
Yes,
statement.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
A, B, C.
Yes, ma'am.
Once you are not A, B, or C now, you're checking every subject. Is the student has 50 or less?
Okay,
because in line 6 you can see it says if the student has 50 or less in all subjects, grade is
okay,
F.
ma'am. I thought you want to use or condition, so I used that.
Or is already there in the first. See, you are not using the condition because we want to use. We have to write it what the logic is asking you to do.
Okay.
So in line 6, that is why we wanted to make you understand when should you use and when should you use or.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, everybody clear? Any questions? Okay, everybody give me a thumbs up if you understood what we did. I only saw 2 thumbs up.
Ma'am, I still don't understand that last LF line 20.
Line 20. Okay, go ahead. So Deepika, let's say you have 3 subjects in your class. Okay, you are writing exams for 3 subjects. Okay, so when you get your let me put it in the so why don't you, Krishna, why don't you stop sharing your screen? I will share my screen and I can show you. Okay, so let me start sharing my screen. Okay, let me know if you can see my screen, first of all. Can you see my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you can get marks like this, correct? So you have 3 subjects, Deepika. Are you with me so far?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so in the 3 subjects, you can get, maybe you got 90, 90, 100, let's say. Okay, so is there one subject there is 100?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, so if mark 1 or mark 2, I'm writing in English, okay? If any of them equal to 100, grade is A. Good? So far with me? Okay. So now let's say I am getting only 80 here. Okay. So would I satisfy my first condition?
No, ma'am.
No.
Now the grade would
Then
be
the
B.
next thing I have to check is mark 1 or mark 2 or mark 3 greater than 90. Greater than or equal to 90. So did that satisfy my condition? Right now? So grade is B. Got it? Okay. Now let's say I did not get 90. I got 60 in this. Okay. I got 80 in this. Or no, I got maybe 50 in this, let's say. Okay. So would I satisfy A or B here? I would not.
No,
Right?
ma'am.
Okay. So what was the next condition? It's checking is mark 1 or mark 2 or mark 3 greater than or equal to 60. Did that satisfy?
Yes, ma'am.
So grade is C, correct? Okay.
Yes,
Now
ma'am.
let's say I got 40 here. Okay. I got 50 here and I got, let's say 55 here. Okay. So now what I'm saying is, no, actually I will make it like, no, I will make this. Okay, yeah, keep it like this. Okay. So if I have this, now I'm checking in my last one, is mark 1 less than or equal to 50, mark 2 less than or equal to 50, mark 3 less than or equal to 50. So what will happen in that condition? If my marks are 40, 50 and 55, would it be false or true?
If we are using AND statement, it would be false.
False. So what would be my grade then?
Maybe D.
Yes, exactly. Grade is D. Got it? Because it's not true, my grade will be D with the input that I have given. Correct?
Oh, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I got it.
So now if my thing is this is 40 and this is 45, what will happen? What would be my grade?
Now it's grade. Now the grade is F.
Purinjida? You understood now?
Yes, ma'am.
You are failed only if you are less than or equal to 50 in all subjects. Did everybody understand?
Then why don't we have the condition like is mark 1 greater than equal to 50 or mark 2 greater than equal to 50 or mark 3 greater than or equal to 50? The grade is D, like that.
You
Why
can
can't
write
we
like
make
that
it?
also, but we wanted you to test out that condition. We are challenging you. You can write in any way your code. Okay. But
Okay,
it
ma'am.
is up to you how you interpret it. Any if statement can be written in any way. You can do nots, you can do ands, you can do ors, you can do elses. But the answer should be exactly the same, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Right? So we are saying if you have 50 or less in all subjects, right? Because I said that, this is how we translate that, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
That is the reason why everybody wrote like that, because in the logic I asked you, I said, if the student has 50 or less in all subjects, then grade is F, else grade is D, right? So you are saying if they have all of this, then the grade is F, else grade is D. Or you can write the other way and say, hey, any of the subject, is it like greater than 50, then grade is D, correct? You are saying the reverse of it.
Yes,
It doesn't
ma'am.
matter how you write, but the logic is that's what we are trying to understand here. Do you put and, do you put or?
Yes, ma'am.
Make sense? So if the input is like this, right? If the mark 1 is 40, mark 2 is 40, mark 3 is 45, you will fail on A, you will fail on B, you will fail on C, and when you come to this statement, it will match. So you will say, hey, because they are all subjects, they are less than or equal to 50, their grade is F. The minute something becomes 50, what will you go to? You will go to grade is D. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Everybody understood? Any other questions on this? Okay, so everybody is a thumbs up then. Okay, good. Okay, so I know we have 2 minutes. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Okay, and I also posted a homework problem on the Discord. Hoping that you all like got something out of this. I had a similar problem. I posted it on Discord for homework. Okay. So it's about colleges and cutoff mark for engineering admission. So go ahead and use similar logic and similar concepts to understand, hey, when should you use and, when should you use or, when should you use else condition? How do you interpret it, right? And make sure you can also do a flowchart for the problem, right? Even this problem, if you have done a flowchart, what would have happened? It would have been easier for you to write the code. Think about it, right? Because you know when is if and when is it is going to be else, right? Okay, so anyone want to share your feedback? What did you learn? Like, was it helpful, this lesson? Too slow, too fast? Who wants to share your feedback? Agalya, what do you think? Okay.
I comfort with that face.
Innama?
எல்லாமே அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட் பண்ணிக்கிற மாதிரி இருந்துச்சு.
Okay, good. Jay Kumar, how about you?
Until doubt clear.
Okay. Hari Prasanna?
கரெக்டா இருந்துச்சு மேம். கிளாஸ் ஸ்பீடா உள்ள ஸ்லோவா.
Okay, and not bored. Okay. Mohan?
கண்டிஷன்ஸ்லாம் யோசிக்கிறேன் இருந்துச்சு.
Okay. Suvita?
பட் எனக்கு அந்த ஹோம்வொர்க் ப்ராப்ளம்ல ஒரு டவுட் இருக்கு.
Okay, I'll get to that last. Okay. Neha, how about you?
Ma'am, honestly, I would like to say I'm right now regretting for not attending from the beginning, ma'am.
Okay, okay. So you will catch up. Don't worry. You just have to matter. But I'm hoping at least you got something out of this class, even though you started in the middle.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Hari Prasanna?
Class good, ma'am.
Okay. 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 So there was a question about the homework problem. Mohan, you had a question, right? So go ahead and ask me.
அந்த காலேஜ் கட் ஆஃப் கொடுத்துருக்கீங்க அது எப்படி மேம்? என்ன மேம்?
So basically what it's saying is, see, in this problem we only looked at 3 marks, correct? 3 subject marks, right? In this problem you are going to get 5 marks, 5 different marks from the student.
Okay.
So think of it as you have 5 subjects. Okay.
Okay.
So once you get the marks, you're going to calculate the average. You know how to calculate average, correct? For 5 subjects. Yeah. Then you find out which colleges the student is eligible for to get admission. Remember, in colleges you have cutoffs, right? So college 1, your average should be 93 for the cutoff. College 2, your average is 89. College 3, your average is 97. If the student's average is 94, they will be eligible for both college 1 and college 2, correct?
Okay, ma'am. Okay, now I can understand.
Understood? If let's say the student's average is 98, what will happen? They'll be eligible for all 3 colleges, correct?
Yeah, ma'am.
You got the point? So it is similar to the problem that we did, but little different. And it is also asking you to get 5 subject marks, calculate the average, and then say, hey, you are eligible for these colleges. You need to tell them. You are eligible for college 1 and college 2, or college 1 and college 2 and college 3, or only college 2, or whatever the answer is. Did you understand the problem now?
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay.
Now I can understand.
Okay, good. Okay, so make sure everybody do the homework and discuss it in the next class, okay? And I think we are 3 minutes over. Thanks everyone for joining, and good luck with everything. And please do homework and learn also by yourself more than what I taught. Okay. And if you have any questions, please reach out to your mentors and ask for their help. And I'm also available on Discord. If you did not understand something, or you need some help, or you need some pointers, message me. Okay. I can join next Sunday's class. But in between, if you need any help, please message me and I can help you that way, or I can ask your mentors to help you. Okay, take care everyone. Bye.
Bye, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. Bye.
Thank you, ma'am.